Hello, hello. We're back and we're live for some more daily news. So I'll wait for a couple people to get in here, but we can start on our site here on the prices page. Fear and greed has started to started to move up slowly. Here on CoinMarketCap, you can see I streamed yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, and I think we were at about like 40 down here. We are we are moving up. So we have a couple sources from Twitter here. Get you a better view. We can start with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says crypto and stablecoins are the tools that will update the global financial system. It's not a debate anymore. Coinbase is huge, and they've always been right. Brian Armstrong, especially the stable coins, now that they're becoming way more mainstream. Everyone's getting into stable coins. Traditional markets are going into stable coins right now. The Genius Act was just passed, so now slowly but surely you'll see more retirement accounts and just traditional markets utilizing stable coins and crypto instead of stacking up your 401k with traditional assets, S&Ps, and just normal index funds. You can now slowly start incorporating cryptocurrency into that. So that's always a good that should perform way better than any other traditional asset over the long term. You're just investing in your future, investing in your retirement. That's huge. Next, we can see President Trump says he may announce a new Federal Reserve chair by the end of the year to replace Jerome Powell. I feel like that's been a common news headline, but we'll see how long that takes and if it will actually pass, and how that'll actually affect all the markets. Continuing here. MicroStrategy, almost daily we see these news posts, added 390 Bitcoin, bringing their total holdings to 640,000 Bitcoin. See how much that is worth right now. BTC to USD. Get a better view here. MicroStrategy is now holding, that's $74 billion. If I'm reading that right, there's got to count here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, $74 billion. Not even a surprise at this point. They've continued to stack up their Bitcoin, and he's the number one advocator for Bitcoin, buying even when it dips. He's buying the dips, and he's buying the tops too. That's how you know he has a long-term vision. He's not scared of stacking at any point. Continuing, here's October's back. I was talking about this 2 days ago, about this chart. I have the I have the real-time one here too. Here we go. Bitcoin's monthly return percent has been green for the most part for every October, but we're about 2 days ago, we were red for maybe almost 2 weeks. At the start of the month, about a month into October, we were up 6%, and then obviously the tariff news hits, everything tanked, and then we were down a decent margin, but now we are officially green on the month. And I was predicting we could definitely come back up and even beat last year's target of 10%. It is getting close. It is October 27th right now, and we haven't seen too many. We saw a huge liquidation event, but if we go to the daily Actually, we can check the monthly here. The monthly candle for Bitcoin, yeah, finally green now, or blue in my case. Up about basically 1% up. So that is huge. Oh no, sorry, that's the weekly. Here's the monthly. Monthly, you can see, yeah, that huge wick down. We were down almost 9% at one point and up 8 or 9%. Yeah, so this was about like the first week of the month, and then afterwards we dropped another 10% the other direction. Now we're at back to well, not even break even anymore. We're up 1%, which is huge. Ethereum is back to green for the month also. Use similar pattern for Bitcoin, obviously. 12% up, 15% down. If you bought the dip, congrats, we are still up 2.1%. Go back to the daily. Yeah, here we go when we dropped this huge, just these huge couple days. Here we are up good amount. If you bought up this dip like I did, you're a happy camper right now, up about 12%. Huge. But yeah, Bitcoin or Ethereum is going back towards all-time highs, needs to break these all-time highs. You can check a couple more. Sol, same kind of situation. Check their monthly. Monthly still negative. They haven't came back to positive. They're only down about 2.8%. Nothing major, but they are in an uptrend. I don't see this dropping anytime soon. BNB, yeah, BNB is monthly. Like if you're in BNB, you've been happy all year long. Like look at this, even since 2024, the last 2 years, it's just been green month after green month. Obviously, a little sideways action here, but has been continuing upwards. But yeah, back to here. So obviously, if we close this, this will be the, what is that? The 7th green in a row, only broken by 2018, down 3%. If it wasn't for that, we'd be 3, 6, 9, well, 11 months in a row green. Hi, Salman. How you doing? Yeah, so, and even up here, Bitcoin quarterly returns back to green for the quarter for Q4. Q4 has been the best performing month, up 78.9% on average, 47% as the median. But yeah, the last year or last quarter and the quarter before that, up basically 50% every fourth quarter. If we can see a 50% gain, obviously that would be crazy, but you never know with Bitcoin. I've been wanting to see Bitcoin break these all-time it's not all-time highs, but break all-time highs of 126 and finally break 130. That's what everybody's waiting for. I think I have some more here. October's back. We are so back. 100%. This was taken, when was this? This was 7 a.m. ago. Yeah, up 1%. MetaMask airdrop is coming very soon. This has been talked about for a while. Obviously, almost everybody uses MetaMask as their primary EVM wallet. I do. You see it up, or you can't see it, but I use that mainly for Ethereum. So if and when this does come, it should be big for most people who are mainly using ETH. These if you got a lot of ETH accounts, see how you can qualify for this airdrop. If you've been airdrop hunting, this should be a huge one. Continuing here, this is a video. Swiss lawmaker says they're working on establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Switzerland is getting into a reserve. Let's watch this video here.
And we have a different form of political instrument within our direct democracy called the popular initiative. So the referendum is your defensive tool against politicians doing something you don't like. But if you think politicians are not doing something you think should be done, for example, getting Bitcoin into the Constitution of Switzerland and making the central bank hold it, so that's one thing that we are working on right now, then you can collect signatures for a popular initiative, and you need 100,000 signatures, and then you can propose an amendment to the Constitution of Switzerland, and everyone has to vote on it. And we have a different form of political instrument within.
Yeah. Switzerland establishing a Bitcoin reserve, huge. A lot of banking goes on in Switzerland. ARD, what do you think about Radium, Solana's biggest altcoin? Like just Radium in general? I'm not too. I don't check Radium too often. Let's see. Radium USD. Oh, shit, daily. Not doing too bad, yeah. Let's see. Obviously, pump back. Wow, back into it. Oh, not even that far back. 2025. What is that? Is that an all-time? Oh, wow. Built on Solana, yeah, like speed and low cost. Decentralized exchange, yeah. Don't have too many opinions on Radium. Obviously, Solana's was leading this this bull run. You can see here, like Solana. Where did Solana peak at? Almost $300. I could see it going back up. Obviously, driven by meme coins and just the whole meme cycle, but it still performed well even after this huge drop. But anything built around Solana is huge. I think we have another here. Check coin market cap. If anyone's looking at some coins, drop them below. We can check them out. Everything's looking green this week, or the last 7 days, excluding obviously these stable coins. Almost everything's green except for Tron, that's down 6%. Hyperliquid's up 25%. Hyperliquid's been going crazy. Here, let's go. Hype, actually, I have it here, I believe. Hype at $47, pushing back towards all-time highs here. We can put a marking right here. $59. Wow, last couple days have been huge. The weekly, yeah, after the huge drop this month from the tariff news, it has recovered up, yeah, almost 27% from there. Hype has been huge. Oh, honestly, at any point early in the cycle, you're still up unless you got liquidated, and if you had like a leverage long going on, I bet a lot of people got liquidated at these levels here. But Hype has been performing very well. Check back to Twitter. Here. SpaceX moves $133 million in Bitcoin following $268 million transfer. Huge. SpaceX holds a lot of Bitcoin here. Another source about the Swiss legislator confirms plans to add Bitcoin to Switzerland's national reserve. The more reserves, the better. We need every country's they've been slowly moving into crypto, and make this better. There. Yeah, number of Bitcoins yet to be mined, 1,059,000 Bitcoins. US and Bitcoin ETFs hold more Bitcoin. Let's see this. iBit, BlackRock's ETF, obviously the biggest holder. They have 805,000 Bitcoin, which is huge, followed by Fidelity, Grayscale, ARK. But yeah, in total, Bitcoin ETF holders are holding 1.35 million Bitcoin, obviously to back the buyers, but this is just going to continue going up as the general public in the US mainly. Obviously, these are just total US ETFs. More people are getting more exposed to crypto and starting to buy Bitcoin for their retirement plans, for general investing. Obviously, I wouldn't say people are shying away from traditional investing, like through the S&P and different index funds, but they are showing a bigger. Oh, I guess you can't see that here. Here we go. Down here, $1.3 million. More people are starting to stack Bitcoin, whether that be 5%, 10%, 25%, 50% of their portfolios. It is starting to happen slowly but surely. Obviously, people used to say hold 1% of Bitcoin as in your portfolio, then 1 turned to 2, 2 turned to 3, 5%, 10%. Now I've heard as well, a lot of crypto heads are holding 100%, but you just traditionally, I've heard even just 10%, 15% of crypto in your personal portfolios. Continue here. Yeah, back to October. October's here. If we do see another, obviously we'll have to see what October ends up at. By the end of it, we do only have 4 days left. Hopefully we can see a push at least like 5 to 10% leading into November. We need some good momentum. Last November we were up 37.3%, which is huge. If we continue November, December, end the year strong, I could see Bitcoin hopefully at around 130, 140, which would be huge after all these drops. Buy Bitcoin. That's at the end of the day. Continue down here. Big week for Solana. Bitwise CEO Hunter Horsley hints a major project on the Solana spot ETF, drawing a response from Solana's official account. Yeah, everything's getting ETFs, obviously ETH ETFs, but Bitcoin's obviously the biggest ETFs at the moment. BitPlanet kicks off BTC purchase, Korea's first public company to launch a daily Bitcoin accumulation plan. Starts strong with a 93 Bitcoin purchase, targeting 10,000 Bitcoin in reserves. I'm telling you, these countries one by one starting these reserves, just a matter of time before the whole world, almost every country in the world will have a Bitcoin reserve, and we'll see the gains from it. Blockchain Week Dubai. Drop a comment if you're going to Blockchain Week Dubai. There's some heavy speakers here. Michael Saylor will be speaking. It's in Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. Raul Pal, co-founder and CEO of Real Vision, and CZ, obviously, co-founder and former CEO of Binance, will be there. Huge news around CZ, obviously, with all the hype around Binance, and BNB has been smashing its targets this year. Continue here. The CoinDesk 20 is currently trading 4.5%. Okay. Base mode. Coinbase has been expanding base. Anybody here in base? I have a couple base coins. Everybody, I don't think they will be releasing their own coin, or like any airdrops for that matter. I think they're just mainly focusing on the exchange and just the network itself. Bitcoin's at 115. Bitcoin to start the week, less than 10% away from new all-time highs. Yeah, let's see how close they are now. That was 5 hours ago. The weekly candle is basically at 0. Oh no, this is hype, sorry. Bitcoin here. We are 12, or sorry, here. Yeah, just under 10%, 9.2% away from all-time highs, and about, I think, 12%. 12% away from 130. We need to break that target. Drop any comments, you have any questions, or if you want me to go over anything and check anything out. God, I don't know if you even saw that. I didn't switch the screen. Yeah, we're good. The prediction markets. Yeah, prediction markets have been going crazy. Prediction markets should create markets on whether certain mainstream news stories are true or not. With any major news, obviously, like the biggest being like the presidential election, for on Polymarket, people just betting to see who will get who is gonna be elected. But any major news, tariff news, everyone's voting on it on Polymarket. We can check Polymarket, see what's trending right now. Switch the view here. When will the government shutdown end? Here, this one is yes, no, 4 cents to 96 cents. Predicted for November 24th. If it'll end by then or not. That's the number one. New York, I've seen a lot of this on social media. New York City mayoral election. Zoran Mamdani versus and Andrew Cuomo. This ends, when is the election here? The date. Not too tapped into this, but I've seen a lot of videos from Zoran Mamdani targeting the youth. Continue here. Go back here. Actually, let's check another Polymarket. Fed decisions in October. World Series. This is huge. Canada versus the US. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Toronto Blue Jays. 68%. I'm voting Los Angeles. Don't have a comment if you're into sports, but obviously I gotta go for the Toronto Blue Jays. Team Canada. Let's continue here. Shout out Dex Tools Academy in the chat. You can go on to Dex Tools as a matter of fact. Here, let's go Dex Tools and Dex Tools. Let's see what's trending on Dex Tools. Avi up 20%. Any more Twitter news? Week ahead, October 27th to November 2nd. Here's some news for the week. On Monday, so today, I guess. Today, Hong Kong launches the first Solana spot ETF. Could light up the crypto market early. China's getting into different ETFs. I guess now they're now focusing on Solana. Wednesday, FOMC rate decision, the main volatility driver as the Fed is to cut rates. Thursday, Trump and Xi summit. ECB and BOC rate cuts, geopolitical macro. We'll see how that affects the markets on Thursday. And Friday, PCE inflation data, the report that confirms or challenges the Fed pivot. Everything hits this week. Crypto, macro, geopolitics, politics, all colliding at once. This is a stacked week. I just say watch your charts. Don't get liquidated. continue. The Bitcoin's top 100 list. Let's see what this is. Here we go. MicroStrategy, 640,000 Bitcoin. Marathon Digital, 21. Metaplanet, Bitcoin Standard Treasury, bullish. Wow, you can see the huge gap between MicroStrategy and everything else. From 640 to 52,000 is a crazy jump. And then you can see the top out of the top 10, all are the US, but Metaplanet, Japanese company. But yeah, the US is dominating the top, up to like 16, but Metaplanet, China's largest Kango, with 6,258 Bitcoin. And some other countries down here: Brazil, Germany, France, UK, some huge hitters. Canada down here, Bit Farms holding 1,000. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, the 100th largest South Korea holdings, 123 Bitcoin from number one, 640,000. That's just MicroStrategy is just in a different game. They've been stacking Bitcoin for years and don't seem to stop, and basically pouring in, and it's working for them. That's why you can see most people, most other companies are just jumping on that also. The floor is now 123 Bitcoin. Let's see. The top 100 hodl a record of 1 million Bitcoin, 1,044,000 Bitcoin. 50 companies with 1,000 plus Bitcoin. Here. And yeah, it's huge. Back, yeah. So more October. Everyone's excited for October. Most anticipated month. I wonder where we would be without that tariff news just tanking the crypto market, because we were at about, I think, 7 to 9%, I believe. Before that was like a week in. But yeah, up about almost 1%. I have a couple days to see where we end up. Michael Saylor, yeah, covers at the start. Buys 390 Bitcoin worth $43 million. Like, MicroStrategy is buying more Bitcoins at once than, what is it? I think the top 50 of these companies. Should he buy 390? Yeah, that would, like, just that alone would put him in the top, like right here. That's what, number 70, 80. He'd put him in the top 80, just that one buy alone. Just shows you how crazy bullish he is on Bitcoin. Continue here. Yeah, some more Michael Saylor news. This is huge news, obviously. Monthly candle turning green. That's the main news for this week. If there's Zoran Mamdani, some more New York electoral campaign news. Sharplink Gaming scoops up 19,200 ETH, worth about $78.3 million. Big money still loading up on Ethereum. A lot of people are bullish on Ethereum. I forget who it was yesterday. The main Ethereum front runner has been talking about it on the news. Showing some clips of that, I think 2 days ago. Let's see. Stack your ETH while you can. Still hasn't. Well, I wouldn't consider it breaking all-time highs after the ETH. This, like, love tap, basically. Barely topping over the previous all-time highs of 48.67. Or like it didn't, and didn't even break 5K with that wick. 4955. You're holding ETH. We're in a decent spot. Hopefully reversing here after that major drop back up to all-time highs. Okay. BlackRock just transferred 1,000 Bitcoin and 225,000 Ethereum to Coinbase Prime. Bitcoin 9% away from all-time highs. Yeah, that's mainly the news for this week. I guess we'll end it there. Just say, unless anybody has any questions in the chat or if you want to check anything that they're thinking about. Trading volume is on fire. Let's see this actually. Which, a second. Here, in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge saw a triple-digit surge in trading volume, a clear sign traders are back in action. Wow, yeah, Bitcoin up 170% trading volume until the last 24 hours. Ethereum up 130, Sol up 94, XRP up 16, Doge up 124, and Hype up 50, and BNB up 43. People are getting back into the markets. The trading volume is starting to pick up. See, that's probably why we're up, back up to positive on the month percent wise for Bitcoin. Yeah, here Bitcoin trading surges 170%. Trading has started to come back in. Crypto market reclaims $4 trillion market cap. You can check that here actually. Total market cap. This is the wrong one. This is at 3.8 trillion. The market cap reclaims $4 trillion. Momentum is surging. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically all the news for today. We should be going live every day. We'll be going live multiple times a week covering news. If you guys have any recommendations for the lives, you can drop them in the chat or drop them in the comments on our YouTube. Make sure to check out our YouTube if you're looking for some crypto news videos. Here we go. We're posting. We're gonna be posting a lot more often, multiple times a week, covering different airdrops, projects, news, everything covering crypto, and we will continue to go live on news unless you guys have anything else. But yeah, watch our last couple videos, drop any comments, or you could DM us on Twitter or reach out however you like. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. See you guys.